Hello everybody, this is Mateo. We have gotten the Ultima spell in the last game, as well as defeating the Ultima weapon that only took forever. So hopefully this final dungeon, the Unknown Palace, as I hit the mic, unfortunately, hopefully this place will be very easy. We have a Wargwolf here who has quite a bit of physical power, but other than that, not a whole big deal. Hey, Minwu actually hit something for 213 damage, that's not bad. So maybe the power staff wasn't that big of a deal. Since last time and grinding up for the Ultima weapon fight, I got a bunch of money, so now I have like all the armor from Mackinac basically. And there's also this shop behind the waterfall in the previous dungeon, and you can buy a whole bunch of powerful spells from that as well, like Flare and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure I have that stuff on some of the guys as well. Okay, here we have a Chimera Brain. They can use the Blaze spell, which isn't too big of a deal, dealing only about 100-200 damage per person. As well as the money grinding, everybody has increased stats, of course, from last time, but they're all still kind of weak, at least in the HP department compared to Rickard. It's going to take a very long time for them to catch up. Here we have a Little Murderer, which has a really high physical attack, and that's about it. That's the only notable thing about them. Okay, Joseph's HP just keeps on increasing, which is good, because currently he's the one taking all the hits. Highly suggested to have 99 potions and high potions for this dungeon, and ethers, just so we don't run into the same problem that we ran into with the previous dungeon, in which our amount of provisions was kind of not helping at all. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give the black robe to some dead person. I think that's Scott. But yeah, also everybody's almost dead. So we gotta go heal them up real quick. Man, we're already halfway through our high potions. Well, almost, but still. And yet this is only the first floor. That's just great. Alright, we have a bunch of new enemies here. We have the Purobolos, which are the bomb-looking enemies. They aren't too bad, although I do think they explode if they get low enough in damage. We have Bloodbones, who can heal themselves with their physical attacks. And then there's the Mini Satana, which is the really annoying one. As you saw, they can confuse people. So we're going to have Minwu do a cure, and everybody else just kind of physically attack these guys down. Bloodbones does have quite a bit of physical attack to it, as you can see. A lot of the enemies do. I probably should stop mentioning that. It turns out a bunch of the enemies in the final dungeon are really strong. So yeah, like I said in the previous part, I wanted the final dungeon to still be difficult, which is why I was so underleveled for the Ultima weapon fight, so that this place could still give me trouble a little bit, and I don't know, I feel like the difficulty of it would be a little more entertaining than just breezing through it all. Okay, luckily he didn't use Charm or the stun attack or anything, just did a weak fire attack, although Minwu is still dead, so there's that. But at least we're starting to make our way through the enemies now. We're down to just the Mini Satana and the Bloodbones, or not Charm, confused, my bad. Too much Persona. But yeah, honestly, head for the Mini Satana first, because he's the biggest threat with how he confuses your guys and whatnot. He just ends up halting the fight, and so that really doesn't help. The only reason I didn't go for him sooner was because you can only aim at the first 2 rows of enemies directly in front of you, so the Little Murderer and Purobolos were getting in the way, and I couldn't strike them before that. Okay, so everybody's healed up. Also on this floor we can find Orukat, I guess, which are those giant eye creatures in the back. They have some status moves, I'm sure, just like their previous versions, the Hecht Eyes and some other one that I can't remember right now. But for right now, we don't really have to worry about them too much, because they're in the back. Oh, Curse, that's what they got. Curse, honestly, not too bad. Misses everybody, that's nice. I mean, it'll just lower the damage a little bit. Okay, another Curse, hopefully that doesn't hit anybody. Okay, it hit a couple people. We have Minwoo using Ultima for the first time, although it is at level 3 already, because I used it a few times off screen. So basically, if Minwoo doesn't have to heal or use any other white magic, just go ahead and have him use Ultima so he can get a little bit of damage off. At least that's my plan. And Scott's going to be using Flare for whatever reason this fight. I honestly don't know why I'm having him use Flare right now. I think I'm trying to level them up, actually. Yeah, I think that is it. Could probably go for a Cure, maybe, but, I mean, Ultima's Ultima. Granted, it is still as weak as it was in the first adventure that we went through with Furion and friends. But at least this time we can give it to a guy who doesn't have something better to do, unlike the last time where everybody had something better to do. So there's that. Okay, pretty much everybody's cursed now, except for Rickard, luckily. Also, this battle's going extremely slowly. We still haven't even gotten to the Urukats, although we can hit them now because there isn't another row in front of them, it's just the one. Oh, Death Spell. That is a very creepy skull. Also, it hit 2 people, that's just great. Oh great, another Death Spell. Hopefully it doesn't also hit Scott. Okay, good. So we're down to only 2 people now. And we still have 4 enemies to go. This is not looking very good at all, and this is also going extremely slowly. Oh man. I really should have paid a little more attention to the battles and whatnot when I was editing them. Like, honestly, the only thing that I did was speed through the video. When we got to a random battle, I would check the enemies that were in there. If we'd already fought them all, I'd cut out the battle. And that was that. Like, I didn't check if the battle was stupidly long or whatever, or try to find a different battle that was shorter with the same enemies or something like that. I just went with the very first one. Because honestly, I ran into Urukats later on in the adventure, I'm sure. And I'm sure that we had a shorter battle with them as well, but, no, I just went with the very first time we encountered them. Actually, for the Urukats, I don't think so, because I ran into them, like, off-screen, basically, which probably means I was searching for them before I went to the next floor, because they can only be found on this floor, or something like that. That was something I do a couple times, but I don't know. Either way, finally getting some headway into the battle. We only have 1 more Chimera Brain and 1 more Urukat to go. This Urukat is about to go away, it just went away. And now we just have 1 Chimera Brain blazing it. Doing very low damage to everybody, so little that I really don't care. So with these physical attacks and these flares, we will be done pretty soon, finally. That only took like 2-3 minutes. Excuse me, that was a hiccup which evolved into a burp. I guess. Sure, that was the best rendition of that song I could have ever done ever. Oh, please send my Emmy into the mail. P.O. Box, thank you. Okay, so we can't take any mallets, but honestly, never really need mallets ever. Okay. So I think now, after almost getting destroyed on multiple occasions, we did some more grinding. So it turns out I was very, very underleveled for even the final dungeon, let alone the Ultima weapon fight. So yeah, we now have like almost double the HP on Scott and Joseph. We have like 500 more HP on Minwoo. Rickard gained a little bit more, although honestly he wasn't really the one that was having troubles. So now I think we are pretty well leveled for this place. We have everything good to go. And just remember that when you reach Mackinac, that's the good time to grind, because you have access to the inn and stuff for easy full heals. So just hang out at like the first floor of this place, or the last floor of the first place, and you should be fine. Alright, here we have a gold golem. He is made out of gold, so this will be interesting. I'm sure he has high defense, although he seems to be weak to thunder, which is good. Yeah, really high defense. People aren't really going to be doing much of any damage. So we're going to have to rely on our Ultima and Thunder attacks, basically. By the way, Ultima is now level 7, as well as grinding up everybody's HP and all their other stats. I grinded up the magic spells a bit. Still not a whole lot of damage, but again, Minwoo would be doing basically nothing in this fight otherwise. So any little bit he can contribute is still helpful. So I'm not going to rag on Ultima that much. Although I'm still going to say that it's not nearly as powerful as they made it sound. Okay, so this guy is weak to Thunder, it seems to be, or maybe Scott's just really good at magic, which I kind of doubt. So Thunder is the way to go, Ultima, and then physical attacks with Joseph and Rickard. Crossing your fingers that you can get a little bit off. Ultima leveled up, a few other things leveled up. I feel like the Gold Golem gives you a ton of gil, so that's always helpful, although hopefully we won't need to make another stop at Mackinac. Alright, here we have the Dark Magician. Man, that just brought me way back to Yu-Gi-Oh! When it was first starting out, and like Dark Magician was like super good, like second or third most powerful card there was, right next to the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Man, that was wow. Just wow. Pretty weak. They have spells. Not a big deal at all. Okay, our inventory is full, which means it's probably a potion or a high potion or an ether. So we're just gonna go ahead and use an ether, get an ether. Basically a free ether. Here we have the Lamia Matriarch. They cast Sleep. I want to say that they poison you, but I'm not sure. Oh great, everybody's asleep. They can use a Blizzard, which isn't that big of a deal. It'll only do like 20 to everybody. Oh, Joseph, you woke up. That's good. Prepare to freeze to death. Except, never mind. It'll only do 20 damage. 16 even. He took the less out of all of them. Oh, there's Charm. Okay. Well, it apparently hit somebody. Because it didn't say miss. But everybody's asleep. So it doesn't really matter right now. It's basically just Joseph punching the crap out of these Lamias while everybody else is asleep. Oh good, Rickard's in the fight now. This will go a lot faster. Man, they are doing like nothing. Oh great, another sleep spell. Please don't put everybody to sleep. I would like to actually finish this fight this episode. Okay, they didn't put Rickard to sleep. I'm okay with that because as you can see, he is like our major damage dealer right now. I mean, that was like 1,000 damage right there. So, as long as he isn't asleep, these battles will go quickly enough. Okay, for whatever reason, Scott's only using one sword. I guess I have a shield on his other arm, which is weird because I usually go with 2 weapons just because I want to end the battles as quickly as possible, both because of the fact that this is a video and we want to, like, not spend 5 years on a battle, although we could also say that's the last part and be completely wrong. But we don't want to spend 5 years on a single battle, as well as the faster I kill the enemies, the less damage they'll be able to do to me. Though there are still some merits to using the shields, except at least when the enemies are doing physical attacks, but once they start using a whole bunch of spells, not so much, because you can't block spells with a shield. But then again, the spells really aren't that big of a deal, as you've been seeing. They do very, very little damage. Here we have a Chaos Rider. Really high HP, really high attack power. Apparently casts the Warp spell, which doesn't do anything. I want to say it might, like, banish a character and basically kill them. Really high defense, apparently, so this is the time where Minwoo would want to break out the Ultima, and Scott can break out the Flare, and then the other two can just deal a little bit of bonus damage, like 200 per turn or whatever, and that'll be fine. There we go, we figured out your secret. Okay, he's using Stun, that's not bad, it only hits Scott, which is honestly kind of bad because he's our main damage dealer in this fight. But, you know, we'll get through, I guess. Okay, we have another Ultima on the Chaos Rider. It's going to do 800. That's not bad. That's actually good. Respectable. So, let's go ahead and grab this treasure. Genji gloves, the best gloves in the game for defense. Alright, had to respond to a text there. So, who are we going to put it on? We're going to put it on Scott, because he seems to be all around a very helpful character, and then we're going to go ahead and give the Giant's gloves to Joseph, just because he seems to be dying the most out of anybody. Okay, so we have the Genji gloves, which means the rest of the Genji equipment is probably somewhere around here as well. Now if I could remember which way I was going, that'd be great. That's where I started from. Here we have Twin Heads and Katobla Pass. Sure. I don't remember anything about any of these guys, so I guess I'm just gonna let the battle speak for itself, I guess. Oh, Flair's level 10 now, wow. 16 is the highest level for magic, so we're getting up there. Although I highly doubt we will make it all the way to 16, since this is the final dungeon. Okay, they can use Gaze, which will turn a character into stone. We have Blizzard 12, let me guess, like 25 damage? Not even 25, 20, about 20 each. So, not a big deal. These guys are dying really quickly though, so I guess they don't have a whole lot in the HP department, I say as I burp yet again. I should not do these videos so soon after lunch. That is a thing that I should have learned a while ago. But honestly, I was just sitting here, I'm like, let's finish Final Fantasy II. And although we're not finishing it in this video, that's for sure, I'm planning on recording the rest of the videos today, so hopefully we'll finally be done. I can edit it together, and we will finally be done with Final Fantasy II. It's been almost a year now. In fact, let me go check when the 1-year anniversary of this Let's Play will be, because I know it's sometime in August. I'm pretty sure it's like halfway through August though, so we aren't quite there. I wonder if I can finish this before it is a year. Dark Behemoth. Hello there. So, it's a behemoth. Does things behemoths do, like destroy you. Almost killed Minwoo in one hit. Go ahead, use your flares and your ultimas. Please hit Rickard more. That is our tank. As you can see, doesn't take much of anything from anybody else. Minwoo should be on curing duty, and then Scott's going to be your major damage dealer. But if you got lucky, you can go ahead and have Minwoo cast something else. I'm going to try a Protect to kind of lessen the physical damage that he does. I'm pretty sure he only physically attacks, so there's that. Rickard actually getting some damage off that time. Getting a critical hit on Joseph, but he didn't die, unlike usual. And there's our Protect. Everybody's going to take less damage now. We can go ahead and cure Joseph. And life is going to be a lot easier at this point now that I have that Protect up. Also, if my internet could load YouTube so I could look up the start date of my Let's Play, that'd be great. There we go. For whatever reason, that tab just wasn't going to have it, but opening a new tab and having that do it, completely fine. Okay, let's go to my creator studio. Oh boy. This is the best thing I could possibly be doing during this battle, by the way. Oh, Joseph's dead. When did that happen? Honestly, not surprised, though. Okay, so it's Banjo-Tooie. I went way too back. Oh man, I'm in Silent Hill Donkey Kong 64 territory. That's like October. Okay, Banjo-Tooie, Pokemon Crystal. That's another Let's Play that took way too long. More Banjo-Tooie and Crash. Okay, here we are, right around. This is right around when we started this. Part 5, Part 4. Okay, apparently I missed it on the last page I was on. Oh shoot! It's been more than a year. July 27th, 2013. Yeah, I thought it was mid-August. Well then. Balloons, confetti, noisemakers, happy belated birthday, my Final Fantasy II Let's Play. So now the goal is to finish this before 2 years. Shouldn't be too bad, but you know, it's been quite a thing. Oh yeah, we also finished fighting that Dark Behemoth, which is good, and people are dead. So we're gonna go ahead and heal up, and I will see you all in the next part where we will continue exploring this final dungeon. I will see you all then. Goodbye.